Hello, Mr. Luke with Mr. Luke Unplugged here. I want to talk to you about school field trips. School field trips for me are awesome. I love school field trips. And the reason why I want to talk about it is we got off of one today. I got home, scrolling through YouTube, and I saw a video on a teacher that just quit after 3 years because students couldn't read and write. And this person went back into digital marketing, which is actually where I came from, and left the profession after 3 years. And I was thinking, that wasn't much of a fight. The video got over 1 million views. It went viral, got onto national news, and there's just a lot of negativity out there about teachers leaving and why teachers are leaving. I want to give you a reason to stay, and this might just be some crappy video from a new teacher that you're just like, you don't really know anything, but you know what? I've had different jobs. I'm 40 years old, and I now have a job where I can go on a field trip with a bunch of kids and have a lot of fun. No other job have I been able to do that. I had a blast. And it wasn't like we went to a theme park or anything. We didn't go to a King's Dominion over in Richmond or a Six Flags or whatever your main theme park is. We didn't do any of that. We just went to the middle school. It was cool to see the middle school students because some of them I'd taught before. They're just getting so big now. It was amazing. It was great to see them. They enjoyed seeing me. We were able to, get our fist bumps in that I miss giving to them since they graduated. And it was amazing seeing them. Those relationships that you build. I'm a big relationship guy. If you've watched any of my videos, relationships are a key thing for me. It just solves so many problems. But you can watch other videos on how I use my relationship skills to solve some classroom management problems and connect with kids. And I'm still learning better ways to do that, especially as I switch from one grade to another because all classes are different. But like I said, we went to the middle school and it was an ag day. So we're in our plant unit right now, and kids were able to learn more things from middle school students on how plants grow. And these are students who are interested in the agriculture department. They, had the greenhouse tour. We toured the greenhouse. They named some names of plants. They showed different things that we can do to grow plants, what they're good for. And a cool thing that I learned was celery is 95% water. Did you know that? Because I didn't know celery is 95% water. I don't really like celery anyway, and that's not going to make me eat any more celery. It was just a really cool other fact for the kids to learn. And yeah, did we have kids that were trying to do cartwheels in the middle and they were getting hangry? Yeah, sure. But for the most part, the kids were well behaved. And you'll find that when you go on field trips that they are more behaved outside in public than, what they are in the classroom. And I think because the classroom, they feel safe to maybe be a little bit more expressive in their behaviors. Whereas when they're out, they know that they have to rely on an adult to get them from one place to another and make sure that they're safe. So they're more apt to listen, and there's a lot more eyes on them, especially when you've got the chaperones there. But it's just even cool things like the bus ride and being able to connect with some kids that you don't normally connect with in the classroom. You can sit next to them on the bus. They want you to sit next to them rather than, sitting up in the front with the other teachers, getting in there, mingling with the kids, and you're a presence on the bus. So you're helping the chaperones out. Not all the teachers at the front and the kids at the back are having a party in the USA. If you're sitting in the middle of the bus, you can kind of just keep an eye out on what's going on with the rest of the kids. But the main thing was talking to a kid that I hadn't really had the opportunity to connect with. Then there's kids in other classes as well that pass you in the hallway. You can also connect with them as well. We're doing great things as teachers, and we need to hear more of the good things that we're doing. Again, I always say, what was your why for getting into teaching? I knew you didn't get into teaching for field trips, but that is a big, huge bonus because there's so much that you can do on field trips, and you don't have to be just standing there making sure that the kids are doing what it is that they're doing, and you're like a police guard, just policing everybody. You get in there and have fun yourself, man, you know, everyone's always on about like reliving your youth, and it's not reliving your youth as in wanting to be young again, but it's like getting into the minds of kids and being like a kid and being curious, being creative, because as we got older, we've lost that type of stuff, like being creative and being curious. And if you can keep that, you're doing great. Don't stifle kids' creativity. Don't stifle your own. Keep building relationships with students. Use the field trips as a way to connect with them. Because, man, like leaving the profession, I mean, what are you going to do? Yeah, you can get back into your digital marketing. That's where I came from. But I really just don't want to be stuck behind four walls. And I really don't want to work with adults again, because, like, working with kids, like, adults suck. Adults are passive aggressive a lot more, and it's like sometimes like being back in school when you're in the workplace, but with kids, they're just like brutally honest. I mean, if you look like crap, they tell you look like crap. If you've got bags under your eyes, they tell you got bags under your eyes. You know, they're going about my goofy tooth, or, you know, the lines on my forehead. Actually, I had a kid tell me, you know what, Mr. Lou, looking at your forehead actually gives me a headache. that was hilarious, you know. But it was a good way. I don't take stuff like that personally, because it's a way that I can build connections with kids. So I just wanted to get on here, tell you about the field trip, because I had a blast. It was a lot of fun. There's a lot of things to look forward to as a teacher, and those are the things that you should be focusing on the good things, on how you connect with kids, the things that we can do working in the school system that no other profession has. And now I've had different jobs, and this by far is my most fun job that I've ever had. And I'm making the most of it and learning every single day as I go, taking my outside experiences into the classroom and just bringing a different perspective to the teaching community on how to stay positive. There's people who go to school to be teachers, and then they're leaving and getting into other professions. We've got it good. There's a lot of pressures. I know there is. And maybe in 10 years, I can come on here and tell you about some of the pressures, but can we find solutions to the problems instead of complaining about the problems? Like, be a solution, not a contributor to the problem. Anyway, field trips. Look forward to them. Enjoy them with your students. And maybe I'll just do a video on like how to prepare for a field trip, because that was a really cool experience as well. So for now, I'm Mr. Luke. This is Mr. Luke Unplugged, and you have just unplugged.
Help us grow this channel and join us and subscribe.